Si a una comunidad le va bien, las personas están mejor.
When a community thrives, we all thrive.
Ayudar nos da el poder de transformar nuestras comunidades.
Helping others gives us the power to transform our communities.
Si ponemos lo mejor de nosotros mismos,
If we do our best,
nos vamos a sentir orgullosos de los logros.
we will feel proud of our achievements.
We've been associated with Keep Bakersfield Beautiful, or KBB, for about 8.5 years right now. They're wonderful for their support. They do a great job of promoting cleaning up areas around town. They give us gloves, bags, and all sorts of additional support. You really need to research associating with Keep Bakersfield Beautiful. It's a great organization.
We work with KBB for the simple reason to give back to our community and show our support of keeping our community clean and beautifying our city at the same time. You and your organization would benefit so much by partnering with KBB. It engages others to help beautify the wonderful city we call home, and it's invigorating to see younger generations choosing to join in to make sure their community will continue to flourish as they get older.
At Caltrans, we've worked very closely with Keep Bakersfield Beautiful over the last 20 years, just improving the look, the cleanliness, and the aesthetics of the freeways and highways within the city of Bakersfield. It's been an incredible partnership. We've accomplished so much, and I really encourage other groups to be involved, whether private businesses, other government entities, because we're able to do so much more when we're working together.
Juntos podemos cambiar nuestras comunidades, nuestra ciudad de Bakersfield y nuestro condado de Kern
Together, we can change Kern County and keep Bakersfield beautiful,
para hacer un lugar vivir mejor nosotros y nuestros hijos.
so we can change our lives and improve the lives of others.
Welcome. Thank you very much for coming. This is our 19th annual Keep America Beautiful Great American Cleanup. This is obviously the team captain meeting. I know that with the rain, it really shuts down some of the participants here. That's why we're recording it, so that those people that could not make it today can go and watch it and be able to understand what we're all about and how you guys get involved. So if you haven't been doing this for a while, or it's your first time, then just sit back and relax, and you can always look at it again if we can answer your questions. So a lot of people wonder in the very beginning is, what is Keep Bakersfield Beautiful? And we are a team of volunteers. We start off with being appointed at the board by the different council members. So each of the 7 council members here appoint 2 members, and I'm appointed by Bob Smith at Ward 4. I'm the chairperson this year, and therefore there's 2 from each ward, as well as the mayor appoints 2 appointees as well. And so we make up the basis of Keep Bakersfield Beautiful, but run through so many different parts of the city, which is great because it's great to have the volunteers, but it's also great to have the city behind us. And people say, well, who in the city actually helps you? Well, obviously we wouldn't have this right here without having the mayor and the city council letting us use this great facility. But we also have people from the city attorney's office to make sure that what we do is, is protected and safe. We also have people from the city manager. Solid waste is also the ones that pick up a lot of the trash bags that we leave behind for them, but they do so much more than that. And so it's a lot of pieces of the city that helps our volunteers go do what we do. So just doing the volunteers is just great. You guys are such a most valuable asset, having the numbers, because without you guys, we can't pick up the trash by ourselves. So I really appreciate all you guys do and your team members that provide that. So what is the Great American Cleanup? If it's your first time here doing this, Great American Cleanup is affiliated, Keep Bakersfield Beautiful is affiliated with Keep America Beautiful. And so we are one of the affiliates, as well as many other cities, but we're one of the best ones. It's kind of unfortunate. I don't just say it just to tout ourselves, but we are one of the top Keep America Beautiful affiliates. And a lot of cities in California are calling on us to say, how do you do this? We want to do it in Tulare, we want to do it in Visalia, in Fresno. So there's a lot of people that look at what we do here and see how successful we've been and want to do it and mimic the same thing for their cities. So it's a great way to get involved. So the Great American Cleanup is during the month of April, typically, because that is our Earth Month. And so that's when we do a lot of our cleanups, anywhere from April 1st to April 30th. It just happens to be this time, April 30th. And a lot of times it's in the middle of the month. So if you have any other questions regarding Keep Bakersfield Beautiful or Keep America Beautiful, you can look at us up online. It's very easy to remember us online, keepbakersfieldbeautiful.us. So anytime you have questions, donations, registering to sign up, all of that, you go to keepbakersfieldbeautiful.us and you can find all of that information. And we'll also have a phone number. You can always call us as well. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Ray Scott, who is our co-chair for the Great American Cleanup.
Thank you, Brooks. You know, one of the great things about Bakersfield I've been with Keep Bakersfield Beautiful for now over 11 years. And really, it's the heart of the volunteer. I mean, you guys are the ones out there getting things done, helping Bakersfield, yes, stay beautiful, but we also do beautification projects. We do a lot of educational outreach to the schools. And so the mayor this year has started a new high school challenge. And the high school challenge is the schools have student groups come out and participate with the Great American Cleanup. And the school with the most participating students will win a gift of $500 from the mayor themselves. So once again, that's an incentivize the students to be part of. We also do a lot of things with students, like myself, write certificates because I happen to be the board president for Keep California Beautiful, and I work a lot with Interact students, high school students, to get them their work experience, work credit for school, for colleges. And as Brooks said, Keep Bakersfield Beautiful for years really is one of the rock stars for Keep America Beautiful because of all the programs that we have and are active. It's not just, we can say, hey, we have this program. They're actually active because of all of you guys' participation in making things happen. Who here has seen the movie Pearl Harbor? And one of the I love the quote in Pearl Harbor, the heart of a volunteer. And that's what Keep Bakersfield Beautiful is about. We've got a 20-year anniversary luncheon coming up where we can celebrate all of your guys' efforts, all of the recognition that is due to all the residents because of your heart for Bakersfield. And so that's going to come up April the 6th at the Mechanics Bank Theater at 11:30 on April the 6th. And so now I'd like to turn this over to Paul Yanez.
Thank you, Ray. Like Ray said, my name is Paul Yanez, and I represent Councilman Parlier, and he's assigned to Ward 7. I've been involved with Keep Bakersfield Beautiful now for a few years, and it is always a joy to see the volunteers out helping, making a difference. And the Great American Cleanup is definitely the day that thousands of volunteers from across Bakersfield will come out and truly make a difference. It's a wonderful thing to see. If this is your first time participating, I believe at the end of it, you'll feel that inside that you really did make a difference on that day. So your day as a volunteer will start at 8 a.m. and will end at 10 a.m. And during that time, that's when you'll be out either at illegal dump sites, cleaning up litter. You may also be assigned to do community garden cleanups. We have a couple gardens that Keep Bakersfield Beautiful partners with, and you may be assigned to one of those gardens to help out in their goals. There's also other beautification projects that will be available on that day. You may be assigned to one of those. And then also just in regards to helping us at the event, the day at Jfelix Park is very busy, and we need plenty of help to accomplish that day and make it a success. The Jfelix Park celebration will begin at 10 o'clock. So after you're done with your cleanup for a couple hours, you all are more than welcome to come over to Jfelix Park. And it really is a celebration where we will have different things going on. We'll have games for the kids. We'll have lunch during that time. And we'll also have an awards ceremony. There's also a plan for a community outreach fair. We invite you to take part in that fair. We have booths that are available if you have a group that would fit one of the criterias, governmental agency, any youth programs, or environmental programs. We ask that you get in touch with us and you be able to have a booth during that time. The only thing that we ask that we don't ask for, please do not try to sell any items during that time. The barbecue that day, which is provided by Pork Chop and Bubba's Barbecue. I'm looking forward to that, that's for sure. We'll start at 11 a.m. and go to 1 p.m. You're more than welcome, and we want everybody to come back and enjoy a lunch. It's always a great time. After that, or during that time, we'll also have the recognition ceremony. It's a time for Keep Bakersfield Beautiful to give out awards throughout that year. Dr. Harvey L. Hall Outstanding Volunteer of the Year Awards, and also some recognition to our top sponsors. Parking. If anybody's ever been to the event, parking is always a challenge. Jfelix Park, there is one entrance into Jfelix Park. We'll have people manned at the entrance. If in fact you have a VIP pass or a part of a vendor, you will be allowed to park in the lower parking area if you're familiar with Jfelix. There are a few spaces down in that area. Also, if anybody has any handicap or has a placard, there will be spots available for that in that area. The rest of us will need to park outside of Jfelix in the neighborhood. There are parking places that businesses have in and around there. Normally, we are allowed to park in those areas, but you will receive instructions on where to park. But if not, you can always available. The street is always available. And I think that's it. And I'd like to introduce Jfelix, the coordinator for Keep Bakersfield Beautiful. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for spending this evening with us. We're extra excited for the Great American Cleanup this year. This is the first one we've had since the pandemic, and we're very excited to bring our annual tradition back to Bakersfield and sharing it with you. One of the things that we love to do is take a big group photo, and we'll be doing that, of course, at Jfelix Park too. And just, again, so many different things going on there. This is our chance to stop cleaning and just enjoy the beauty under the sun, if there is sun. It is rain or shine, but right here in Bakersfield. So as far as like what you need to do to actually participate in this event, there are different steps for you to keep in mind. Signing up on Eventbrite, for instance, you can get a link right from our website, keepbakersfieldbeautiful.us. And when you're there, you'll see clearly on our landing page where we have the information about how to sign up for the Great American Cleanup on Eventbrite. If you are going to lead a team, who here is going to lead a team? Okay, it looks like most of you are. Is anyone here just wanting to sign up as an individual? Okay, so if you're leading a team, you're going to go into Eventbrite first. You're going to put yourself as the team captain. You're going to put your team name in there. And then this is one way you can do it to get the rest of your team members to sign up exactly to your team. So after you do your Eventbrite, which will include your liability waiver, it'll include which size t-shirt you want, then Eventbrite's going to email you a ticket. There's no charge, of course, you're volunteers, but you will get a ticket confirming that you are signed up. And on there, you're going to have an option to click a button so that you can manage your team. That button will take you back into Eventbrite. From Eventbrite, you can then email everybody you want on your team, and that'll give them a direct link, basically, to find you. And when they start adding themselves to the team, you're going to see that. You'll see their names, and then even within Eventbrite, you'll be able to email your team updates, things like that. So what sort of things might you want to update your team about? Your assignment location, for instance. So the City of Bakersfield Solid Waste Division and Keep Bakersfield Beautiful will be working on a list of locations for you to clean up or beautify on April 30th. If you have somewhere, though, in your heart that you want to clean up, talk to us about it. Certainly, if it's a school campus, if it's a public space, your neighborhood, somewhere that's important to you, we want to do our best to honor those preferences. Obviously, if it's your school campus and you have permission from a principal or somebody in administration, that's something that we can definitely support with the supplies and such that we have, thanks to our sponsors and the city. Also, supplies. You're going to be cleaning up some of the basic stuff, gloves, trash bags, the volunteer t-shirts. We'll get that to you at no cost. You just need to, again, get your team signed up. The sooner you get your team signed up, the sooner we can save a spot for you to clean up, the sooner we can pack your supplies bags, that kind of thing. Preferably all of that's going to come in by April 18th. And again, sooner the better as far as getting your preferences honored. And also, to actually get your supplies, you'll come to the City of Bakersfield Solid Waste Division. If you go down that way on Truxton, that's going west on Truxton, we'll be on the left side at the intersection of Empire and Truxton. Same intersection you'll get to go to Jfelix Park if you've never been there. And that will be basically ready the week of the event to get your supplies. When you do get your supplies, that's also when you'll get your assignment. You'll get a map of where you're going. When you get your map of where you're going, some of you are going to be, you know, like you see in the photo there, somewhere downtown, somewhere very with an obvious address, obvious boundaries. Others, like that top photo there, you might be somewhere more obscure. There might not be a street name, for instance. So I would encourage all of you as team crew captains to go to those obscure places that don't have street names in advance, definitely before the main event day, because you'll need to be able to explain to your teammates where they need to show up. You're going to need to think, like, where should we park? And I definitely encourage you to carpool when possible. Another thing to keep in mind is, okay, so now you've cleaned up. What do you do with all of these bags of litter and trash and such that you have? City of Bakersfield Solid Waste Division and the Clean City Initiative crews will handle that for you. You just need to communicate with us. Ideally, what will happen is you'll, that same map that we give you with your supply bags, you'll literally mark where you're leaving your piles on that map. And when you come over to Jfelix Park, just submit that to the information booth. That way we can make sure that those bags are getting hauled for you. And of course, let everybody know about the party at Jfelix Park. We really do want to celebrate this day with you, celebrate what you're doing for our community, and we'll have a bunch of fun things for you there. Supplies, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., again, the week of the event. And if for some reason that doesn't work for you, you know, just don't be shy. Just let us know if you need a special appointment, and we'll find something that does work for you. Our office there, that's the City of Bakersfield Solid Waste Division office. We always have staff there, including during lunchtime. So don't worry about that. And We'll also have, like we mentioned, some community gardening projects. So things like, say you get assigned to a community garden, for instance, or you get assigned to a flower planting or a tree planting, something like that. Those kind of supplies aren't going to be for you necessarily to pick up. Those will be at this location that you're getting assigned to. So you're really coming for the gloves, trash bags, the t-shirts. Lots of times we have water and things like that too. And now I'm going to give it back to Brooks to cover some of the very important safety tips for you.
Thanks, Jessica. Okay, safety tips. Let me go to my safety tip folder. You can read it right there, and I'll read it right through you as well. All right, safety tip number one. I know with our weather, sometimes it's cooler, sometimes it's hotter, and a lot of times in April, we usually get in the warmer part of the season. So make sure you stay hydrated. So make sure you bring your own water in case there's not enough water to go around to everybody. Have everyone make sure they bring that with them. Accept an appropriate cleanup assignment. This is important because sometimes we get a lot of nice little kids that like to do these cleanups, and we want to make sure we keep them safe. And so we want to make sure we give them an assignment that you as a mom or a dad would say, I'm fine with my son or daughter to be working in that environment. Again, a lot of these places are real easy to clean up, and the kids really get a lot of pride helping out with the city. So make sure when you see that assignment that you make sure you keep in mind who your team is and make sure that's okay. If it's not, make sure you just let Jessica know or somebody else there, and they can try to find another assignment for you, okay? That should be no problem. Stay with the volunteer crew. Sometimes people kind of wander away, and we want to look out for each other. So sometimes some of these sites are a little, you know, not that they're dangerous, it's just a matter, you just want to make a lookout for everybody. We don't want to have any injuries, no accidents. The best thing is everyone's looking around for everybody. Make sure everyone that comes out comes right back in a meeting spot. So just make sure you look out for each other. Dress appropriately in bright or light colors. You know, sometimes you may be near the road, and so it's always good for people to see you. You don't always assume that these cars and bicycles and motorcycles can see you. Always make sure you wear bright colors if you can. Also, when it says dress appropriately, if it's cold, make sure you wear long sleeves if you can. If it's hot, obviously long sleeves don't make a difference. But pants could be really good, especially if you're working out in weeds and out in yard areas or in illegal dump sites. A lot of times you're out there in the middle of all this vegetation and you don't want to get scraped up legs and stuff just walking through. So just kind of understand where you are and then make sure you dress appropriately. Carpool and park safety, or park safely. As Jessica mentioned, if you can carpool, some of these places may be more limited in parking. So if you can carpool, that's great. But also try to park as close to the area that you're going to be cleaning so you're not walking across streets and things like that and getting into some type of an accident situation. Try to minimize that. Assign a person to be the lookout. It's always kind of nice to have one person, whether it's the team leader, doesn't have to be the team leader, but some people like to be in charge. So even if you put a little kid in charge to kind of look out for everybody while they're doing some cleanups, some people like to mix it around on who gets to be the lookout. So always have someone kind of watching out and making sure that there's no, bad things that are around, just to kind of keep an eye out. Stay out of roadways, no medians. Again, we're not going to set you guys up in medians because that's it can be very dangerous. And a lot of times when we're doing it as adults, we're wearing yellow and green high reflective clothing. You're not going to have that. So, just make sure that you stay out of those roadways and everything else. Be safe. Think of an escape route. That's another good one. If you're out in an area, obviously if you're in the middle of a field, probably don't need to worry about that as much. But if you're near a roadway, always kind of be a lookout if people are making turns or not keeping an idea where they're going. Just having a way to get out of the way if something comes up. Just think about it ahead of time. Usually adults are, kids are not. So usually we're kind of thinking that out. What can't you see? So when you're looking around and you're seeing potholes, things that are out there, just make note of those things and let your team members know about it. So if you're out there looking around, kind of scope the area a little bit, because sometimes these areas where there's illegal dump sites especially, they're not the most level ground. You want to make sure you let people know about that. Don't put sharp, jagged objects in the bags. And people say, why not? They're trash. Well, the reason why is because solid waste picks up those bags with their hands, and we don't want them to get cut. And so that's why leave those things alone. You can always make a note of it in your notes on your assignment that there's additional broken glass or syringes or things like that. We will come back and do a different cleanup for that. We don't want you guys to get involved in that, and we want to keep you guys safe. And again, the last one again is don't touch syringes or chemicals or liquids. Make a note of it on your sheet of your assignment, and we will go back out there and take care of that, okay? Some other things, additional safety tips. Again, don't attempt to direct traffic. You're not traffic controllers, so just make sure, just stay out of the traffic all you can. Again, work in groups no larger than 2 or 4 people, because once you get more than 2 or 4 people, you start losing sight of how many numbers you have. So you have 10 or 15 in one group. What I mean by that is you may have 20 people in your group. Make sure you set out like little pockets of 2 to 4 people per pocket. Fill bags about 2/3 of the way full. We have plenty of bags. We'll make sure you have plenty of supplies. So there's been many times that you're doing 2, 3 bags full, especially at these illegal dump sites. Make sure when you get 2/3, tie it off, pick a knot in it. It's okay. Get a new bag out and start a whole new bag. Okay, don't need to fill it all the way to the top because sometimes they get too heavy. Sometimes they're spilling over. We want to make sure it's easy for solid waste to pick up the bags. In the event of any type of emergency, or even if you're in doubt of an emergency, don't hesitate to call 911. Okay, just make sure we want to take care of all the volunteers. We don't want to just say, well, you may be okay. If there's any doubt, please call 911. Let's get these people taken care of. Kids, adults, everybody. Do not wander away alone. I think I mentioned that already. Let's see, hat, sunscreen, sturdy shoes. Please make sure you are wearing a hat. If it's really hot out, wear a hat, wear sunscreen. And again, sturdy shoes, no sandals, because you may be out there in the fields. There may be broken glass, or maybe syringes. Be safe and just wear closed shoes. If you're near a traffic area, make sure that you're kind of trying to pick up when you're facing traffic. So if you're walking, kind of walk against traffic on the side of the road that you're cleaning up if you are working in that area. It's always good to see things coming than to have somebody, an accident come up from behind you and you have no idea it's coming. So if you can try to do that as much as you can. No horseplay. Please let the kids know. I know it's not the adults usually, but kids, teenagers, they think it's time to play around, and that's a lot of times accidents happen. If you're playing around, there could be syringes around in certain of these areas, and we don't want to have any accidents of those things like that. And again, know your surroundings. Make sure you understand what's around you. Use the crosswalks whenever possible. If you are crossing over and cleaning different areas and you have to use the crosswalks, please make sure you use them and don't jaywalk across the street. And make sure you place the bags and the large items within sight of the road of a roadway if you can. The closer there, then therefore the solid waste can come by, pick it all up. I know you're going to make a notice, a little X or something on your location, but just make sure that you can put that as close as you can so they can just drive right by and pick them up if they can. I mean, sometimes you may be out in the middle of a field. If that's the way it is, you don't need to carry them a half mile over. I think that is it. I don't think I have anything else on there. All right. Any questions? Yes. You could sign up all the way until, what, the 18th or?
Yeah, there's not a true cutoff, but preferably by the 18th. That way we can pack up all your supplies and everything you need.
Yeah, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, and if for some strange reason you're not able to come when we have our supplies distribution the week leading up to the event, because sometimes life happens, and we'll have your supplies waiting for you at Yokit's Park.
Yeah, also regarding supplies, if you can't pick them up, again, call Jessica, or obviously you can get online and you can find the number, and Jessica usually will pick up or leave a message for her. Some of us will be around that we can deliver supplies if need to. I mean, we can't go super far, but because we all work, we're all volunteers, but we can try to make any type of arrangement to get the supplies over to you. Okay, so don't feel like I have to be over on Truxton at this time and you absolutely positively cannot get over there. Okay, please don't. We'll try to help you. Well, we won't try. We will help you. So, Any other questions? Yes. Mhm. Yes. Yeah, so the question is, will there be, when will we get the assignments? So the assignments will come up when, will it be the week of, when they pick up their supplies, right? Yeah, so when you pick up your supplies, which will be the 26th to the 29th, something like that, the week of, Monday through Friday before the 30th, you'll have your assignment at that time, and you'll pick up your gloves, you'll pick up your bags, you'll pick up your t-shirts, in your assignment as well. And if there's, again, I know you came in late, if there is a problem with your assignment because there's kids or something that it doesn't seem like it matches well, let us know and we'll find another assignment for you. Okay? You got a question then? There really isn't. Yes, absolutely. It'd be good to have the parent of the kids there. But we've had little kids that just love being out there, and they have their bag and it's dragging on the ground. They can't lift it up because the bags are so big. So there really isn't. And, but again, make sure you match up the assignment, because I don't want them close to the street. I'd rather be them in a field or somewhere else where there's not as many dangerous things that can happen. We want to get everybody back safe. Any other questions? Yes.
What was the website again?
It's the website again is keepbakersfieldbeautiful.us. You can, yep. I always say go there, because there will have everything. It has all the information on it has the eBright link that'll take you right to set up your team. And again, as an individual, you can go there as well, keepbakersfieldbeautiful.us, and sign up as an individual. If you want certain individuals to be on a certain team, we can work that out as well.
I just want to point out real quick, we have 2 links to Eventbrite on our landing page, keepbakersfieldbeautiful.us. One of them is clearly in the Great American Cleanup section for volunteer sign up. And we also have one if you're interested in getting a ticket to go to our 20th anniversary luncheon on Wednesday next week.
You got a question? No, some people bring backpacks because they put their water in there and maybe a change of clothes or maybe a jacket or something in there. So some people wear backpacks. Yeah, there's no backpacks there. No. But that's a great idea. So if you have a backpack and you're bring out your backpack with a jacket, sunscreen, your hat, that sort of thing, your water. Yes.
There are some volunteers that they're interested in the cleanup, and we have others that are interested in helping out at the park with setup or games and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Would we reach out to someone specific and try to get that coordinated?
Yeah, which group are you? Oh, okay. Lizette?
Yes.
Hi, nice to meet you in person. Yeah, I would say maybe then create 2 teams. And have one be more about Yoga's Park side of things and the other one on the cleanup side of things.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Sure.
Great question. Yes.
Questioning any kind of separation of things like recycled products?
We rarely have cleanups that have that kind of great separation. That would be nice. That would be great. If someone wanted to do that, they could, but I've done so many cleanups that you'll get 5 cans and everything else. So, yeah, you use your discretion based on the cleanup. But I have all the cleanups I've done, I've never been able to do it where I say I can get even a quarter of a bag of aluminum or things like that. So that's tough. But that's a great question. So yeah, use your discretion. If you actually come up with a site and there's tons of bottles that are not broken and cans and all that stuff, have at it. And just make a note on there that this one's going to be recyclable. We'll see what we can do as far as picking that up. Great question. Thank you. Yes.
We'll usually get about 30 to projects.
You mean like one site? You think you have a site large enough for 30?
We should. So with larger groups, especially like when you start getting, say, 50 or more people, understand that we might have to put you at neighboring locations. But for the most part, we do try to keep teams together. Some of that just kind of really depends on who the volunteers are coming to us. But again, don't be shy about letting us know what your preferences are.
Yeah, again, we want to make sure we match up also with your type of volunteers as well, especially if there's kids. Any other questions? Good questions. Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, say it again. Oh, first aid kits. We don't really provide first aid kits. I think it's, well, we don't allow anyone to get hurt, so we don't allow that, number one. So you can't get hurt, you can't get injured. If it's something that's, if you have a first aid kit, that would be great if, as a team leader, if you had a small first aid kit. But again, if it's something that is an injury, please call 911 instead, because I don't want someone who thinks it's just a small cut and it could be something much bigger and much more serious. We want to make sure we take care of that person instead of everyone thinking, oh, well, I'm a doctor, I've watched enough Marcus Welby or something. Don't take the medical field at heart. Make sure we get them taken care of the right way. So call 911 instead of thinking it's going to be nothing big.
I set up a team for my
Right. So the question is, how do I know you came late. It's okay. That's right. But it's okay to reiterate because a lot of people don't realize how to sign up for a team. It's easier to sign up just an individual because you can go right to the Eventbrite, sign up as an individual, and we'll put you on a team. So to set up a team, again, you go back in there and set up your team through the Eventbrite, and then from there you'll get a link to then send to your team members to them sign up under that same link. You'll have that. Email?
Yeah, you can use the email up there, kbb@bakersfieldcity.us, and that'll get to me, Jessica.
But even if they have problems and they sign up individually, just let us know and we'll put them on your team if they're having trouble. I mean, the goal is to try to get it all electronically, but some of us aren't as electronically, including myself, so I have to get help sometimes as well, so don't worry about it. We'll make sure we get you guys all put together. Great. Any other questions? Again, we'll have this recorded, so you can always go back on and keep bakersfieldbeautiful.us and be able to see it. Again, up on our screen are our great sponsors. So our great people from Starbucks are here, so thank you very much for being here. And they donated the coffee today, so if you want a cup of coffee on the way out, please do so. But we have got many great sponsors up here. So without them and you, we wouldn't be able to afford the bags and the gloves and all those things. So when you see somebody from there, a lot of these people will have their teams. Go up and say thank you to them for not only having a team together, but also donating towards all these supplies that we're providing for you guys. All right, any other questions? Yes.
Am I allowed to create content for that?
You can create your own content if you like. If you see our site as well on Keep Bakersfield Beautiful, any of our ads, you can share it. Add it on your news feed if you'd like. Yeah, we'd love that. That's fine. You can go ahead and
feel free to tag us too. I would love it when we can share your posts and stories.
Pictures. Yes, please do. Thank you. That's great. Another great question. So, great. Anybody else? No, it's not .org. KeepBakersfieldBeautiful.us. Yeah, make sure. Now, it's not .com, not .org, .us. So keepbakersfieldbeautiful.us. That's the key. If you forget anything else, if you go to that website, we have just about everything right there for you. I mean, if we don't, I haven't seen it because it's pretty, you can scroll down and you can see everything from sponsorships, signing up, our Keep Bakersfield Beautiful 20th anniversary luncheon, the Great American Cleanup itself on the 30th. So if you guys want to come to the luncheon, you can. There's tickets available online at keepbakersfieldbeautiful.us. And it's going to be 11:30 to 1 o'clock. We're going to make sure we end it at 1. So 11:30 to 1. We'll make sure you get in and out, and it's right over here at Mechanics Bank Arena, or the theater right there. So and you can come and see us all dressed up. So I believe it's $50 for the ticket, but that obviously it's a donation to Keep Bakersfield Beautiful, so it's our fundraiser as well. And we only do it every 20 years. So you caught it at the right time. Yes. Yes, we'll put it on our website as well, so you'll see it. And then also direct your teammates on there as well, so they can kind of see all the things that we talked about, including the safety tips and all that. So you don't have to go through a lot of that. Yes. A deck of slides. Oh, it'll be on the recording. Okay. So as I'm talking, it's going to show the slides back and forth. Yeah, you'll be able to see both. If you want one just of me, I can get a recording just of me, and we can do that, and I can autograph it for you. All right, anything else? Anyone else? Hey, the good thing is have fun out there. Again, I appreciate you guys giving back to the city. All your community help. I mean, really, again, it's you guys that do it. We're just a small part that love what we do, and then we love the fact that you guys bring out so many people out. So it's really great this time. I know it's all year round that we do cleanups and beautification, but I know in April this is our big shining moment. So we really appreciate all you guys do. So, all right, this time, if no other questions, well, thank you very much for coming, and we'll see you guys at the Great American Cleanup. Thank you.